fender mock-up continues, as well as expanding the running boards to fit. A lot of modifications to get the running boards to fit on the fenders. Okay, I've got a bit more mock-up going on here. I've gone ahead and flared this running board out. Just to, I got some masking tape on it just to look at it, but as you can see, it's got like maybe an inch gap in the back, and it comes up here, and it's where it is from the factory here at the front. So I pushed, prodded, and got everything to fit pretty well here. I've got a little bit more fitting to do, maybe a little bit more tack welding to do there to get it to fit right. Back here, since the fender is rotated a little bit, this little bottom of the fender here was too low. It was way down here because of the way the fender is mounted. So to get this to match up nicely here with this running board, I had to cut a little bit of this out. So I marked it off and I cut out this. It's just a hair over an inch. And this thing, oh my god, I just got a piece of black masking tape on it right now, or electrical tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this tack welded to the bottom here, right here. And once I get that all welded on nice and square, then I can go ahead and start working on how to fix all this stuff back here. Okay, I finished welding on this, kind of butt welding this piece on here. Not that pretty, but it's nice and straight, flush all the way around. Then I started working on the skirt board mount here, and I had to do some work, little patches of steel and stuff to get it to look this straight right there. These panels, none of these panels come very straight from the factory. Then I can take this off. And you can see that I had to put a patch. I put a whole plate patch on here. This was just, you see where I cut this piece out. It was just this little thin piece of metal and this little rolled over edge. So I just spot welded all this to a nice piece of 18 gauge steel. Made this really strong. Also got the right curvature to match the curvature of the fender down here. So I did the same thing with this. I put a piece of 18 gauge in the back, and then I put a piece of this 22 gauge here on the front to match the fender across. So now that this is done, I'm going to do the same thing here in the front, patch that up and get it all strengthened on both the running board and the fender, and then I'll come back here and I'll put the running board back in, get it all lined up, and then drill like 2 holes through this to mount the running board to this. It'll be a lot stronger than factory. Some 18 gauge, patching these little holes and stuff. I'll have to grind this down a little bit of Bondo later, but most of this will be covered up with the running board that's coming out here on both sides. So now that I got pretty much these fenders mocked up, looks pretty good. I've got them just spot welded one time here on the outside. I'm working on this side now, so what I did is I went ahead and I pulled these off and I scraped them down. At first what I did though is I drilled a couple of marking holes here, put some little number 6 screws in, an 1/8 inch hole, and did that like all the way around about 4 times. But that'll always keep this piece exactly where it needs to go. So I was able to get all the paint removed there and all the paint removed on this back one. Now what I've done is I've gone ahead and cut my sticks. I just matched them up with the other side and I cut them to fit. So put the sticks on the front here. These are double welded right there all the way around. So basically I'm ready to go ahead and set that fender on there and see how she fits.